Hello and welcome to Justifying Nonsense Episode 3. My name's Nathan Hills and with me as always is Jesse Eisenbart.
Hello, hello.
Today we are talking the Destiny Podclash and how we lost inevitably, as well as E3. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Last week, we competed in the first ever Destiny Podclash. We lost.
Inevitably.
Yeah, we were never going to win, but we trained hard and were very confident on day one, then got our asses kicked on day two. We gave it all, and we had a lot of fun.
It was a ton of fun.
So, first day, we were up at, we were the last match of the day, and we were playing against Destiny Down Under. So, we were literally playing with people from Australia. So, that was fun and awesome. I don't remember. Who are we playing against?
Myling Games and Sloth something?
Right.
Can't quite remember his name.
Yeah. But they were from Destiny Down Under, and they were fantastic. We mopped the floor with them. There was no contest in that. I mean...
there was a little. It was a little... Those first two matches were... We pulled away on the second one.
But if we're being honest, we were a good 20 years younger. Yeah. Jesse mopped the floor. I stood around and watched and provided bait while he stuck up. Half the time, you were just setting me up so I would go one way and then you'd stick around behind.
It worked.
It worked. And honestly, he pulled off some crispy snipes, man. They were beautiful. If you want to go back and rewatch that, you can find the video on Grade and Horseshoe's Twitch channel as well as ours. And honestly, I highly recommend watching that one. Don't watch the one after it. Don't watch the second one where we got our asses kicked. You should, but I will feel very sad rewatching the second one. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to. But it was a lot of fun. And oh my goodness, some of the response that we got from the commentators was fantastic.
It was great.
Because, first of all, Jesse was amazing, and he was the one streaming for us, so all they saw was his end of things, so it was like, oh my goodness, this team is absolutely kick-ass, right? But also there was a malfunction in the fact that we both had our volume very low on our mics, so the joke was in the commentator's booth that we didn't speak and used some form of either... some form of Morse code to communicate with each other, or it was or that we were
telekinesis.
Because there was no. They were so excited when they heard me. They were like,
I know, they're like, "Whoa, he talks! What?
There's a second guy! I heard him!"
Yeah, I know. Literally, their words.
They were so excited.
That was hilarious.
It was great, and then. At the very end of the stream, we did an interview with them. That was so much fun because just being able to, first of all, talking with these people is just like, oh my God.
It's surreal.
Yeah. But it was also just great to, all of the compliments were just amazing. It's like, I mean, we just played a game.
I just carried Nathan, no biggie.
Yeah.
I do it every week anyway.
Exactly. What's the big deal?
It's like just an average week.
Yeah. The second day wasn't as good, though. We were second or third game in, and we were up against Crucible Radio. Now, for those who don't know, the Crucible in Destiny is the multiplayer, is what the multiplayer area is called on your map. And Crucible Radio, their name literally says they play Crucible, and they talk about the Crucible, and they know what the fuck they're doing. So we got into a match with them, as they were our match for that day, and they... whooped us good. 3-0 was the final score, and there was no real competition.
There was.
Maybe a little.
When I 1v1.
Exactly. There was no competition when I was anywhere near them. It was just, I see you, and I'm about to see my game over screen, and I know it.
Yeah, they were some really good loadouts.
It was so much fun, though. In the end, I believe we raised, $1,200?
Yeah, I think a little over that.
Yeah,
I didn't see the final total.
A little over 12,000.
It was over 1,200.
1,200.
No, 1,200, not 12,000.
Yeah, a little over 1,200 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And if you want to support that, you can still go online and buy the Destiny Podclash t-shirts. There are 2 different versions, which have a slight variation on one logo. And right now, the goal is to sell 25, I believe. Version 1 of the shirt has had 20 sold, and version 2 has had 16 sold. So those are pretty good numbers. And like all the money from that is going to St. Jude's. And each shirt is like $22 a pop, so that's quite a bit on top of what was actually raised for the through the Podclash. It's amazing that that people paid money to a children's hospital to watch us play a game.
Watch us play.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Admittedly, no one donated anything, I think, when we were playing.
I don't know. I doubt it. I think over half the donations came in before.
Yeah. Who won again? Through. It was Rezocast.
Rezocast ended up winning the whole thing.
Yeah,
those guys are beasts.
Yeah. I mean, if you go and watch the thing and think Jesse's good, oh my goodness, Rezocast is a whole other beast. But no disrespect to Jesse. No
disrespect taken.
He's really good.
Yeah, but those guys definitely deserved it. I had my money on Crucible Radio though.
Yeah,
they got second.
They did. We got second for PC, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. We doubled our Twitter followers too.
We did. Yeah, we did. We did double our Twitter followers, and I got some followers out of it too because I'm the only one of us on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so my account got some follows, which is pretty dope. And I'm hoping to reconnect with those guys. Like, I don't know if it's possible, but I think we should maybe talk to DDU and see if we can get them on in a future episode and talk about this again. Yeah, I'd love to hear their side of the story of what it looked like on their end facing you.
And how they felt.
Oh my goodness. Because for me, it was just an average day in the park, me getting carried, you kicking ass. But for them, I must have been like, what the fuck is going on here? This
guy's a beast.
Yeah. And one of Jesse's kills was amazing. He got 2 guys with 1 bullet. It was beautiful.
Nice collateral snipe on B.
But the best part was you took the shot and you're like, wait a second, there was another guy.
Hearing their reaction on the stream was just amazing.
Their reaction's great. The thing is, they thought you did it on purpose, and so did the commentators, which was even better. Because they couldn't hear his reaction because his mic was too quiet.
They just lined up for me.
Yeah.
As they do.
Yeah. Like, it was great watching it because, you're coming around the corner, and one of them steps behind the other, and you pull the trigger, and it just... both of them down.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the Podclash was amazing. Go buy a shirt.
Yeah, 5 days left.
Please buy a shirt.
Link in the description.
We would love to raise money for this organization and just support both the Podclash through, buying the shirt and wearing it. But all the money is going to St. Jude's. No one is making any profits off of this except the hospital. Moving on from the Podclash, because we've been talking about that for a while. E3 started this past weekend.
Yes, it did.
We're just gonna go over the weekend in conferences in chronological order, and the first one was EA's press conference.
EA, infamous EA.
Yes,
ruining Battlefront.
Yeah,
completely. But maybe they've learned their lesson. I don't think they have.
Listening to, I went back and watched some of their thing, and it was just constantly. No loot boxes, no premium class, blah, 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 blah. First thing at EA's conference is Battlefield 5. There's, a bunch of new things which they're adding, including Battle Royale, because everything needs to be a motherfucking Battle Royale now.
Everyone loves Battle Royale. It's the trend. If you don't follow the trend, you don't make money.
Exactly. That is true.
More Battle Royale, more money.
For those who don't know, Battlefield... the big thing with that is the amount of vehicles in the game and just the ability to go from a vehicle to land to vehicle again, and also just the destruction. So if you can see a building in the multiplayer, odds are you can blow it up. So the big things for this game are you can move defensive weapons. So you can move like your artillery to knock out planes or tanks in game. There's a better destruction system. So that means essentially you blow up I assume that means you'll be able to blow up a building better.
Yeah, because the first Battlefield 1, which is when they really introduced like full destruction system, It worked pretty well, but I think they could have definitely improved upon it, and I think that's what they're doing in Battlefield 5.
You can customize everything. So, you customize your player, customize your vehicles, customize your weapons.
Yeah, Battlefield 1, you really weren't given the ability to customize your character at all.
That's my favorite thing, is to customize stuff.
And you have to buy all the loot boxes to get anything worthwhile anyways.
Best part, and something that every game should not have and should do, is no loot boxes and no seasons pass.
I don't have a problem with loot boxes if they're purely cosmetic.
Yes.
But when they're affecting the gameplay, like we saw in Battlefront 2, that's just a no-no. Yeah. And that should be obvious to game developers.
Single player will be similar to Battlefield 1, which in that game, you're following different characters and their journeys through the World War. In this case, we're centering around World War II, whereas Battlefield 1 was World War I. EA announced FIFA 19. Yay, not much to say there. It's another soccer game. I think they're adding a new league or some stuff. It was really funny watching the conference because, the people on stage were super hyped about their new FIFA game, and no one on the audience cared. There was no clapping, nothing. Yeah. It was really funny.
Crickets in the audience.
Respawn's working on several new games. EA, I can't remember when I think they acquired Respawn back in...
Just this year, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was a few years ago.
Year. No, they just acquired
this year.
Them.
Okay, this year.
That's why we're not seeing.
And they're working on like 3 different games right now, but they haven't shown anything yet. But we know that they're working on a Star Wars game, and right now, at least its working title is Jedi: The Fallen Order. You'll be playing as a Jedi during the Dark Times, which is in between episodes 3 and 4, when the Jedi are being hunted into extinction by Darth Vader and his various accomplices and whatnot. They're saying that they will release it holiday 2019, which means that we will probably see trailers and reveals for it probably late this year, and definitely have trailers and probably gameplay next E3.
Definitely.
Otherwise, we've got Unravel 2, which is a platforming game. I don't really care.
It was a visually appealing trailer, though.
Yeah, and the game's pretty cool.
It looks cool.
You play as like this knitted character who slowly becomes unraveled. It's great. Madden 19, NBA, are of course all returning. Which
sadly,
those are probably their biggest moneymakers, though. I'd say because I know I've got several sports games from EA, and I'm at a point where it's like, it's time to update. It's time to get something newer. So I'll definitely probably pick up NHL within the next couple of years.
Yeah.
We've got Anthem.
Oh God, we got Anthem.
So we've got stuff to say about Anthem because, as you know, partly due to last weekend, we like Destiny a lot, and Anthem is pretty much a blatant ripoff of Destiny.
Everyone's a Titan, though.
Yes, everyone's a Titan, but
just looking at the description of the game, it's like, oh, is this Destiny?
Yeah, but the thing is, they're really trying to push it to be a competitor to Destiny, but what it looks like is if Destiny can bring itself back together with this new expansion and do something similar with what they did with The Taken King and really bring back that player base and fix the story and make it compelling again, then it's more likely that Anthem will have to shift to be a competitor with Tom Clancy's The Division 2. And that's going to be harder for them because they've really been building this as the anti-Destiny game, as as your first-person shooter MMO that's actually good. But if Destiny fixes itself, which I think it could do, I think it's possible to save itself.
But I think the problem is that the problem with Destiny 1 and 2 is that Bungie keeps making the same mistakes, and they're taking a whole year to fix the game.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for Destiny 3, if there is a Destiny 3.
There's going to be a Destiny 3.
We're assuming they are.
Yeah.
Assuming they make enough money, which I think they have.
They're saying that they're going to continue it, and right now I'm inclined to believe them, because Destiny 2 has already hit its lowest point.
Yeah.
So they were still said that they were making more Destiny games at that point. So that means that it's probably still in the cards. But, Anthem, back to that, they're trying to merge story with like an open world multiplayer experience. So, Destiny, shared bases, hub areas, Destiny. It is slotted for a February 22nd, 2019 release date and will be available, I believe, across all platforms. So, PC, PS4, and Xbox. Saw various gameplay clips, lots of concept art. The suit which you wear is apparently called a javelin because we care so much.
Or Titan.
Yeah. No loot boxes or gameplay related microtransactions, apparently.
I'm glad they iterated that.
You can play the game solo. I like that. That is something that you could never really do in Destiny, is play the game solo well. Speaking as a solo player.
But I believe you do need an online connection the whole time.
You do.
Just like this.
And there's a gameplay demo, so people are playing it, and next episode we'll try to get some reactions from that and, see what people are saying about the game. But there was also, of course,
Halo Infinite?
No, I'm still talking Anthem.
Oh.
There was, of course, a gameplay trailer with super shitty dialogue.
I never saw it.
Oh my goodness. So that's the thing
Mass Effect bad?
with these sort of games, is they try to replicate the way gamers speak when they're playing together, and it always sucks. So, what I hate is, my biggest pet peeve about these is when people throw grenades, as they'll be like, in the trailers, they'll be like, grenade out, and I will never say that. I'll throw it, and if you get down by it or whatever, it's just, fuck you. And also, no one says, I'm down, come help me, in a calm voice, which is what they also always do in these trailers. If I'm down, I'm like, come help me, I'm down, help!
Or Nathan, you're dead. I'm leaving you.
Or in our friend Hugh's case, he's like, get the fuck over here and heal me.
Get the fuck over here.
And he's super aggressive about it. But no one's common like, yeah, I'm down, heal me whenever. I'm super chill. Like, no one does that. I will now catch up to you. And one of the biggest, most exciting reveals from Microsoft this year, we're moving on to the Microsoft convention.
To the new Halo game. Halo Infinite.
They teased a new Halo game, and it's going to be available on PC.
Yes, I'm really excited about that through the Windows Store. I was kind of surprised by it, but not really, because they really need to do that with these newer games, because consoles are definitely falling behind in performance, and especially with the new engine. Microsoft.
New engine looks great.
Yeah,
and they're also changing the look of it to bring it more up to speed with
Halo 3.
With Halo 3, Halo Reach,
same armor,
grittier, not looking like some sort of super techy thing. Yeah. The same way it's more of a gritty game, which they're really
bringing it back to its roots, which is really important because Halo 5 was not the best.
Yep,
and certainly not that well received.
And Halo
by
4
the
was okay, but not good. It's still.
Yeah.
In some ways, many of the same issues, just style-wise.
I'm optimistic. I hope 343 can bring it back.
Yeah, I'll play it. I'll definitely play it, particularly since it's on PC. Like, no matter... I'm not buying an Xbox One. It's never happening.
I don't think this game is coming out for Xbox One. Nor do I think...
That's possible,
because
we're coming
to the end of the life cycle of the Xbox One and the PS4.
Yeah, we'll probably get a new console, probably not next year, but 2020-ish is my guess.
I think we might get a PS5 tease next year.
Yeah,
there's definitely been some leaks.
Mm-hmm. They're working on something, but I think it's fairly early in development.
Don't waste your money on a console. Just go buy a computer. It's
cheap. It's cheaper.
Much more worth it. It's cheaper.
Well, not necessarily. Like
no. It's cheaper. There's no necessarily.
And you can
get a better computer for $400.
I mean,
will last.
I will.
And it's not even. It's $500 if you want a new console.
I'm saving for a new PC.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I will definitely buy the PS5 whenever that comes out because I'm a PlayStation fanboy now. I've grown up with it. I really like it. But I need a PC to keep up with a lot of these newer games. Also, from Microsoft, we got a new trailer for Ori, Will of the Wisps, which also had some gameplay in it. Ori of the Blind Forest was like a really big game last year. I haven't played it.
Is it an indie title?
Yeah. But it's supposed to be really good.
It's supposed to be really good. I own it, but I've never played it.
That's slated for a 2019 release. And we got a new trailer and a lot of new information about Fallout 76. We're going to wait on that once we get to actually Bethesda's stuff. What else do we get? We got some information about the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit, which is a game set in the Life is Strange universe. And Life is Strange is a really fun game. It's storytelling driven. It's very similar to something by Telltale, where you have multiple choices and, various powers and stuff. In the original game, you had time travel abilities, so you could go backwards in time and change your decisions. And this one is set in the same universe and centers around a little boy and his Captain Spirit superhero character. So I'm super excited to play it. It looks like it's going to be really whimsical and sort of just cute. Like, you're going to be a little kid playing superheroes. I'm like, I will play that. That sounds great. Your Automata is coming to Xbox in the Become as Gods edition, which will bring all the DLC with it. That is coming out June 26th, 2018, so just next week. We've got a trailer for that, and I've heard Nier Automata is really good.
Yeah,
I haven't played it, but it looks really cool. Kingdom Hearts 3, we got an announcement for. I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game. I don't particularly have any interest in playing a Kingdom Hearts game, but people are really excited about this because it's been like 10 years since the last Kingdom Hearts game came out, and people really like it. It's weird because it's a JRPG with anime characters, but with Disney characters.
And I don't know. It's not a good mix.
It's a weird mix, but people really like it. So I'm gonna wait and see how it does, and I might even play it because I've never played a JRPG. But if I can play and attack people as Olaf from Frozen, I'm 100% down. That sounds great. Also, if I can play as Keira Knightley, because that'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they're bringing Captain Jack Sparrow.
They are. What else do we have? We've got Forza Horizon 4, which looks really cool. That's something I won't buy, but I really like the look of because I don't have an Xbox, so I can't buy it. But I'm a sucker for a good racing game, and while I do have Gran Turismo Sport for the PlayStation, Forza's always just seemed a little bit more pretty. I really like the way that not Forza. Gran Turismo doesn't have any real rain maps yet, but Forza does.
Forza has some amazing rain weather systems.
I mean, they're saying that they're going to bring weather at some point to Gran Turismo, and I'm really excited for that. And my goal is to get one of those, racing setups with like the wheel and stuff, because I like playing with a controller. But if I can have the wheel there and you do my paddle shifting, I'd love to do that.
I don't want to see Nathan behind the wheel of any vehicle.
Be
it in a video game or in real life.
I've been getting pretty good at Gran Turismo recently. I've been playing again. I know I've been playing manual transmission too, and that's fun. I'm liking that. But PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
I'm gonna harp on Bluehole for a couple minutes.
Go for it.
So they released a new trailer, and they teased a new map for winter 2018.
And we assume that's going to be a winter map.
We're assuming because that's what
it
leaks have said. That's what people are speculating.
Well, that'd be great. I think that'd be fun.
I think they're a little too late to the race. I think Battlegrounds is definitely dying out now.
Yeah, well,
Fortnite
is far more accessible to
these free competitors are like Realm Royale just got released. Everyone loves that game now. I'm personally not a fan. Nor am I a fan of Fortnite. But I think Bluehole is waiting too long to release these maps. They're waiting too long to make these balancing, and the game it still doesn't run very well.
No, it's not optimized
for almost over half a year now.
Over
half a year now.
Yeah, I mean
the game still doesn't run well.
Yeah,
it just doesn't feel smooth. Like Fortnite, Realm Royale,
it's still so broken.
These games feel smooth. It's not necessarily broken. I think the gunplay is probably the only thing keeping that game alive. Because the engagements in Battlegrounds definitely feel a lot more rewarding than Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
You get a kill in Fortnite, it's like,
they're more intense too.
They're more intense, especially since the games last longer, which I'm not necessarily a fan of, but it definitely does.
I don't like dedicating an hour to my game.
When you win your first game in Battlegrounds, it definitely feels like oh wow, I did this, and everyone after feels almost as good as the first.
Oh yeah,
which I do like, but I definitely think if they don't do something soon, that game's going to be dead by the end of the year.
Totally. And Fortnite's had a really good year so far, and I think that now at least they can only go up. But people are going to hate me for this, but it's going to die out.
No, I don't think.
It's going to die out eventually. I think it's going to be a few years, but I think it's hit that high, much like Minecraft has, where all the kids are playing it, and it's really popular, and everyone knows the name. Everyone has probably tried it at least once. And everyone knows what it looks like and what it is. And I think that it will definitely stay there for a few years, but I think it's eventually going to drop off along with the Battle Royale craze, because I just don't think I don't think Battle Royale is going to survive particularly long, though I'm still holding out hope that while it is a thing, we get a good Hunger Games game, because I would love to play something set in the Hunger Games universe where I can play through a Hunger Games game. I want it to be like not like a multiple day thing in game and some good survival elements. And I would sort of be sad about this, but I'd love it to have that M rating and have some real gory, nasty combat, because that's the thing with the books, is when you read them, the whole
no holds barred. It's not like the movies.
Yeah,
it's definitely a lot more gritty.
The books were originally written totally to just explore what happens to someone when you're thrown into a combat environment. You win, you're pulled out. What happens to you after that? How does it change you? And I would really love to go into a game and be splitting people's heads up, and just really, I want some blood and I want some gore, and I want it to be an intense, thrilling, but also just sort of
realistic.
Yeah, I want it to hit me. I want to kill that person and realize I just did that, and have it not just be, oh look, I got a kill, their loot's dropped, like in Fortnite. I want some pain, some personal pain whenever I get that kill. But that's pretty exciting. Hopefully someone does that, please. And it doesn't even have to be set in the Hunger Games universe. Just give me something that's gritty and gross and more melee weapons. I'm done with guns. I want some melee battle royale. Bow and arrow is great, but I want to be able to take a sword and slam it into you. I want axes. That'd be great. Particularly if it's in first person, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, we got Division 2 news, which is pretty exciting. Division is, yet again, not a Destiny ripoff.
Almost.
But
similar. It's similar. Like the same mechanics.
But it's
same
like
basic game.
Oh my goodness, the politics of that game are terrible. You are literally working for a fascist US government, so no thank you, not a fan. But we got some new stuff from that. Fast start coming to in the June Xbox update. So basically, it'll make your games run faster because it'll decrease the launch time, which is super dumb that they're only just now adding that.
5 years later.
What the hell? Shadow of the Tomb Raider got a new trailer. Now, I've never played a Tomb Raider game, but I want to. But my biggest issue with this is the fact that they've changed Lara Croft's face for this game for some reason. It looks far less detailed, and it's just not as, like, the previous games, like, she had, like, grime on her face and stuff. It was, like, super edgy. This one, not so much. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's so weird for them to change the model 3 games in.
I know. I don't know about that. But the game itself looks pretty cool.
I don't know. I think it's going down on the wrong way.
Cuphead's getting a new DLC, which is coming in 2019 and is a console launch exclusive for Xbox, which means that at launch it'll only be on Xbox, but then they'll eventually bring it over to PC and PlayStation. What else have we got? Just Cause 4 is going to be coming out in 2018, and I'm very excited for this game. It looks really good. They've got a whole new engine running it. It's got some really cool weather systems that will be able to mess with the environment. One of the big features in the trailer was this giant tornado that was whipping around vehicles and stuff, which looked awesome. We also had a look at just... They had a trailer also that was specifically about the engine. It just looks really cool. They're overhauling the vehicle and weapon handling, which is fantastic, because in the third game, which I really enjoyed, vehicles were not bad, but there wasn't a very much control. Like, you can drive it and you can stay on the road, but it's very hard to really have that precision. And same thing with weapons. Like, most of the time, I find myself just picking a machine gun and just spraying at enemies. But they're overhauling that, and they're also changing the AI so it's a better, more adaptive and harder to fight AI, which I think is going to be great. Got some new Gears info. So Gears of War is releasing a new tactical RTS game, which is going to be on PC. It's turn-based, customizable squads and equipment, apparently. We know now that Gears 5 is a thing. You'll be playing as a female protagonist, Kate, who I assume is from the previous games, but I don't actually know. I've never played
Gears 4, but I haven't played in a while. I believe she's one of the characters.
New trailer showed some gameplay, new enemy types. It's slotted for a 2019 release and will be an Xbox and Windows 10 exclusive. Moving on to Ubisoft, we've got some Rainbow Six Siege news. They're now at 35 million players, which is crazy.
That's just insane.
They've got a new update coming out. They're working on some more esports stuff. There's a new documentary coming out about 8 Rainbow Six Siege esports players, which is going to be cool. And that will be releasing in August. Division 2, the Critical Hits, who are a band, played on stage while the game's composer played along with the trailer. That was okay. That was the thing this year, for some reason, was musical performances.
Yeah, especially for Rage 2, that was just...
I wasn't a fan of that.
That was very cringy.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks pretty cool. It's set in ancient Greece. For the first time, you'll be able to play as a male or female character, so that's pretty great. And it looks like it's using the same engine as Origins. And it looks like Ubisoft is doubling down with their water combat, because they're releasing a new game which is specifically just water combat with boats and fighting as pirates. But they've just been using that everywhere. They used it in Origins. They're using it again in Odyssey, and they've also got a game specifically using that and that only. So I think people have really liked it, so they're just doubling down and giving you water combat everywhere. Otherwise, we got
Fallout 76.
We do have Fallout 76.
Huge
That's
title.
right.
I wasn't expecting a Fallout game. I was hoping for it. And we also got Elder Scrolls 6.
We got a tease for Elder Scrolls 6, but we'll talk about... Let's talk about Fallout 4 first. Not Fallout 4. Fallout 76 first.
Interestingly enough, it is a prequel to all of the other games.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
I thought it would be maybe after Boston, but no, before all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 times the size of Fallout 4, which is kind of crazy.
Massive.
That's huge. Like, Fallout 4 was freaking massive. I didn't even reach every corner of that map.
It's crazy.
Set in the mountains of West Virginia. We got a new trailer. We got a little bit of gameplay. I believe there was a demo. I'm not sure. Not quite sure.
Yeah, there's, I believe, a demo being played at E3. I'm not sure. But there is a beta coming out. But the problem is you have to fucking pre-order the game in order to access it. Which is total bullshit. That's not a demo.
That's not a demo. That's a beta. There's a difference.
But I shouldn't need to pay to play your beta, because I want to test the game before I play it. Do I like it? I want to
get you to buy it, though.
I'm not a fan of
fence. Pre-order is available June 15th.
Yep.
And
it's online completely.
Yeah, online completely. They said that there is no NPCs other than robots in the game.
Yes. Which means that all of the other people you interact with are human. And interestingly enough, you'll be
other players.
Yes.
Which is, it's really weird.
But it's kind of cool. Like, I kind of like it.
I don't know.
They're also going to be totally expanding upon the base building system, which they introduced.
Yeah, you
in
can
Fallout
build a base
4.
anywhere, which is awesome.
Anywhere you can move it. You can nuke other bases. They've added nukes.
Missile silos throughout the map.
Oh, that's going to be so great. I'm hyped.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm hyped to gain a nuke code with my friends and use it to blow up one of their structures. That's something that I'm totally going to do. And they're going to hate me, but god damn it, if you give me a nuke, I'm going to abuse it.
You already.
What else did we have from... Oh, right. We got the Elder Scrolls 6 tease. literally just a large landscape
with the theme song.
And the words Elder Scrolls 6. That's all we know. Actually, that's not true. We know that's in pre-production, so there's nothing playable yet. Which means that we're probably looking at earliest a 2020 release.
And definitely a next-gen console game.
There's no way definitely next gen. They've said that they're expecting it next gen.
Yeah, there's no way we're going to be running.
I'm excited for that. I'm real excited to playing that on PC. And it's been so long since we've had an Elder Scrolls game. But it's good to know that they aren't just going to milk Skyrim forever.
Well, they are.
They are
going to.
But
and they are currently with Elder Scroll Blades.
But they're making Elder Scrolls 6, so yes. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I can't wait to play that game. I can't wait to just see more of that game. I want trailers. I want gameplay. I'm so hyped. Because I love Skyrim, but I'm ready for that something new. We got a new Hitman game that was announced also at E3, which I'm hyped for because that's going to have co-op.
And there's also playable gameplay demo at E3.
Yes, which is going to be pretty cool. But I'm super excited for a co-op mode just because that means I can play with my sister because we both really like Hitman. We've also got Telltale: The Walking Dead final season, which is supposed to be a really good game.
It's supposed to be amazing.
I have season 1, but I haven't played it. Actually, that's not true. I've started it and it was really good, but I need to continue it. Can't remember which company is making it, but the same company who made
Telltale.
No, the same company who made... There's a new Walking Dead game coming out as well, made by the creators of Payday, which is going to be a shooter, a co-op shooter, which is going to be pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, they did a good job with Payday, too.
I think we're on to Sony now. Like I've already said, I'm a PlayStation fanboy, but Sony's thing was weird because they opened with must have been a 10-minute banjo solo. I'm not even kidding. They had a guy come out with oh my goodness, he was like the world's biggest freaking redneck, but he was in a hoodie and he had a banjo and he just sat down and he played the banjo for 10 fucking minutes. And they eventually started a trailer for The Last of Us Part 2, which looks absolutely amazing. Graphically, it looks even better than Uncharted 4, and Uncharted 4 was really freaking good looking. It opened with a bit of a story cinematic. We have returning again Ellie, who's the main character of the last game, along with Joel. She's returning. Looks like she's gonna be your main character this time, and she'll be who you're playing as mostly. We opened with her at some sort of a dance, with a couple other characters, one of whom was named Jesse. Hey.
Oh, yeah, I'm in that game.
And Nina. There was a point where Nina and Ellie go dance and they actually kiss, which was very surprising for some people. But for those who have played or are familiar with the Last of Us DLC, which they released, many years ago, back when Last of Us actually came out, some people already know that Ellie is actually lesbian. So some people were shocked to see her and this other female character, Nina, kiss. But no, this is something already known. And actually, when writing the first game, one of the creators said that he always pictured Ellie as a gay character, which I thought was super cool. It's definitely a more stealth-oriented game, and it's leaning hard into the gore when it comes to combat. There's a point where she's fighting with this one guy, and she takes this hammer, and she just slams it into the guy's head. And it is disgusting. It is. But it's also just so intense, and I'm really excited to see that. It's that. If you go and watch the trailer, and I'll try to make a playlist on the YouTube channel of all the trailers for the games that we talked about in detail here. But if you go and watch that trailer, it's that kind of gameplay that I want to see in a Hunger Games-esque environment. I think that'd be awesome.
I want to see that in more games. I want
Yeah.
more gore. I'm sick of this.
I mean, I want it to, but I want it to be realistic gore.
Yeah,
I don't want it to be like
over-
Doom, where it's just blood and guts. I want it to be like I'm slamming that hammer into you, and it
we need
hurts.
more of that.
Versus just boom explosions. There's almost no HUD in the game, which I found really cool.
Yeah, we need that. We need more of that
Which
too in
is
games.
cool. Like I thought that they'd just taken out the HUD for the trailer, but then there's a point where she goes into her inventory and you realize no, that's just the way the HUD is in the game, which I think is awesome. The melee combat looks really easy and like sort of fluid. Like it looked like you were watching a game cinematic versus gameplay itself, but it was very obvious that that's actually the combat, and it's very fluid from one person to the next. Reminded me a little bit of like Arkham style combat, but like less tricky. Like it's more of I fight this guy, I move on to the next, versus I fight this guy, I get bored with him, and I move on to the next in a more jerky fashion. We got an announcement for Resident Evil 2 remake, which looks like it's running in the Resi 7 engine, which is pretty cool. I've never played a Resident Evil game, but I want to, and yet don't, because I'm not sure how I'll deal with the horror aspect. But damn it, I'll definitely play a Resident Evil game at some point. We haven't seen any gameplay, but they're saying that they're going to release it February 25th, 2019. We got a trailer for a new game by Justin Roiland, and I'm going to let you talk about that. For those who don't know, Justin Roiland is the creator of Rick and Morty. Co-creator of Rick and Morty. He does all the voices.
Not all of them.
Most
he
of
does
them.
Rick and Morty and a bunch of others.
Select ensemble cast. But oh my goodness, I don't know.
The trailer for the game itself was pretty funny.
It was a fun trailer.
It was a fun trailer. The game itself
looks
could be the trailer. It could be the game. It doesn't look fun. It just looks like a Mario game.
And also, in some ways, I know some of the voices were the same.
Yeah, no,
and the sticks are the same. Like
Morty.
The thing is, we don't know the characters enough.
Yeah, I think,
and that's the thing with Rick and Morty is we care about the characters, and that's part of what makes it funny is we know the characters, we know their shticks, but it doesn't work when the character is so different. So I'm holding out my hope for that. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't be though. And if it isn't, I won't be particularly heartbroken, and I won't be overly surprised either. We also got gameplay for Death Stranding, which is Hideo Kojima's new game. It looks absolutely bazonkers. And so let's just go over some of the stuff that we see in that game. We see weird, like, phantom things in the sky. He's carrying a freaking fetus with him in a jar thing. It's just super weird. But we got a new trailer. The main character, Norman Reedus, Norman Reedus' character's name is Sam, says he is, quote, a delivery man. Some of the gameplay sections include characters walking.
Characters delivering things.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. The gameplay section is just him walking.
That's true.
He pulls out a gun for one scene, but...
New female character is shown, played by Leah Seydoux. I don't know how to say this name, but, apparently she played someone in the James Bond film Spectre.
I knew she looked familiar.
If Sam is eaten, I don't remember seeing this, but apparently he gets eaten at some point.
Yeah,
it will trigger a void out, which will devastate the surrounding area, though he will come back to life. The trailer showed gameplay of Sam trying to sneak past void-like enemies before being grabbed, and Lindsay Wagner's character was shown. But in short, this game is
weird.
It's weird as fuck.
Incredibly weird.
Who knows what's going on in the story? Only Hideo Kojima will understand the story itself, I get the feeling. And it will either be his best game ever or his absolute worst.
I'm thinking it'll be possibly one of the best games we've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's Hideo Kojima.
He's made some great games.
He's made some great games, and he's really good at bringing just totally new things and weird things.
That's what makes me think this game is going to be.
But we'll see.
Good.
I don't know. I think it's going to be good, but I'm hesitant.
Optimistic. For me.
Yes. We got new gameplay and a new trailer for the new Spider-Man game for PlayStation, which is a PlayStation exclusive. And it looks really cool. The web slinging looks really fun. And it looks sort of like an Arkham game. But what I really liked watching the trailer is the level design is made in such a way that way it looks like when you play it, and from what I've heard from people playing the demo, is the game is obviously pushing you to go specific areas, but it doesn't feel like it is. It feels like it's your own choice, and like you're obviously following a set path, but it's not forcing you down the path. You're going down it on your own, of your own free will. And the combat looks like Arkham combat, which is awesome. I've loved the Batman Arkham games. It also looks like you can change what sort of webbing and what type of attacks you're doing on the fly, and I'm looking forward to that. But it just looks like a really fun Spider-Man game. I've always wanted to play Spider-Man in a video game, and I had sort of a bit of a chance playing like a Marvel superheroes. You can play as Spider-Man, and that's a ton of fun. But this looks so good. I'm so excited. And the last conference was Nintendo. They announced Super Mario Party, which is basically just a bunch of mini games, and it'll allow you to link switches together and stuff. A couple new Japanese titles, including Fire Emblem Three Houses. Fortnite is coming to Switch.
It's on the Switch.
Because of course it's on Switch.
Because they need more money.
I got one issue with that, and that is the fact that if you have signed an account onto a PlayStation and then try to sign into that account on the Switch version, it won't let you. Because Sony are complete assholes and are not in favor of cross-platform play.
Even though they've already
which is
got
super
mobile
dumb.
And Xbox together, which doesn't make any sense.
It's super dumb.
It must be. It's probably something.
I'm not happy with it, and honestly, Sony, get your act together.
Stop being a baby.
There is no point to not doing crossplay at this point, because you are the superior console, unless you're talking about the Xbox One X. And you have a better lineup, and you have already by this point won the console war. So why don't you just go easy for once and just allow for some good old fashioned fun?
Fortnite. Oh.
But aside from me bitching moaning about that, we got Overcooked 2, which has looked like a really cool game to me. But I've never played it. I've never played it.
One. It looks
Hollow Knight's coming to Switch, which I think is pretty cool. That game is also really fun, but I've never played it. Octopath Traveler, and a bunch of games are coming to it that have already been released on other consoles. Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is supposed to be really fun. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Dark Souls Remastered. Monster Hunter Generations. Wolfenstein 2. Mega Man 11, and Mario Tennis Aces, just to name a few. There's so many games coming to that console, and the fact that you can take them on the go, I just think is amazing. So, that's another thing I really want to Switch, because who doesn't want to get their ass kicked in Dark Souls on a train? Like, are you kidding? I'm totally down to play these games on the go. I'm super hyped. We got the full roster for the new Super Smash Brothers.
And it doesn't have motherfucking Waluigi.
Yeah.
Or Baby Waluigi. Come on, man. Nintendo.
No one wants Baby Waluigi.
I'm not going to buy a Switch. I'm not going to buy a Switch. I'm not going to buy Super Smash Bros. Ultimate until you add goddamn Waluigi. That's all I got to say.
Every character that has ever been in a Smash Brothers title will be in this game, including Solid Snake. So I'm super hyped about that, because Snake is the best. And oh my goodness,
just hiding in a cardboard box the whole time.
Hell yeah. More than 50 characters, I think. Like, there are a lot of people in this game.
Going big on this one.
There are more Pokemon and items added in this one. There are 5 new stages, along with tons of returning ones. All stages now have Battlefield and Omega versions. I can't remember what that means, but it's a fact. Air dodge has been improved, so you can dodge while in midair. So, if you've been knocked off the ledge, you can dodge towards it and grab yourself and pull yourself back up. Dodging too many times makes it easier for you to be hit and sort of makes it so you can attack slower, I believe. Short attacks are now an option, so you can just spam a little short attack on your character. Perfect shield is now a timed thing, so when you block attacks, there's a specific window when your shield will block no damage. Will block all damage.
Yeah.
Versus just blocking some. One-on-one fights deal more damage to each player. And GameCube controllers are compatible, which is awesome.
That's interesting.
At this point, it's not a GameCube controller. At this point, it's really just the Smash controller. People love that controller for their Smash playing.
So weird.
And, I've played on it, and I've played with other controllers, and honestly, I like it better too. It's way more comfortable. And it's just, everything makes so much more sense on a controller.
Sounds like a keyboard and mouse anything.
They're adding amiibos to it, of course.
And amiibo, more money.
But you know what? I don't want to buy an amiibo for the Switch, but I do want to buy a Solid Snake amiibo. Just because I need Snake staring at me all the time. Oh, they should sell a version of him just the box.
They should just sell a cardboard box and charge tons of money for it.
Like a little cardboard, like plastic thing in the shape of a cardboard box with, like above it with, some sort of clear plastic and exclamation mark. They should sell that. I would buy that. That'd be amazing.
Or why bother wasting money on plastic? Just use cardboard.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Just sell people cardboard boxes.
Costs you less, makes you more.
Speaking of which, here's this week's sponsor, the Cardboard Box. But honestly, would you buy a Metal Gear Solid branded cardboard box? Because I would.
Depends on how much it is. It would definitely be overpriced, so I'm gonna say no. I'll just get a cardboard box and paint whatever I need on it.
No. Oh, have you played MGS5?
No.
Okay, so you can put what do you call them? You can put posters on the front of your cardboard box to distract people.
What?
And some of them are just women in bikinis. So you should totally just make your cardboard box and paste one of those on front.
That's what I'm wearing to Comic-Con next year.
Yes, please. I'll go with you.
We can both be cardboard boxes.
What did I just agree to?
You just said you'll do it.
I did
too
say
late.
I'll do it.
It's on recording.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm holding you to that.
I'd do that for Halloween, but the problem is I normally go with little kids, and I'm not sure that'd be quite appropriate. But for Comic-Con, I might pull that off. Because think how cheap that would be.
It'd be free.
Essentially. Cardboard box.
Printer paper.
I mean,
printer.
Yeah, and just print off like some giant Sports Illustrated, swimwear cover or something, right? Or, dig back into the Playboys. I don't know, man. Whatever. But yeah, we should do this. We should actually do this. I'll do this. Yeah. So that's what we've got for E3 for this week.
Stay tuned next week. We will have episode 2 discussing more
Part
E3.
Part 2 discussing gameplay and initial reactions for some of the games. I'm really looking forward to seeing what people think of the new Assassin's Creed, because it looks like they've returned to their yearly schedule of putting out an Assassin's Creed game each year. So I'm interested to see if the quality's gone down, because I heard that Assassin's Creed Origins was really good. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for tuning in, for listening to us. Please share this with your friends. Get in contact with us. Just tell us that you're listening. Tell us what you like.
Tell us what you don't like.
Yeah, please tell us what you don't like, because I'm sure that there's things that we're doing wrong. And share it with people. And just thanks for listening to us. Sit in my basement talking to a microphone. It's really cool that people are willing to listen to this.
And make sure to follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Twitter at JN_podcast. Instagram, justifying_nonsense. YouTube and SoundCloud, Justifying Space Nonsense.
Yeah.
Go give us a follow. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe.
Yes.
Let us know that you're watching. We're not doing this for nothing.
Yeah. Please let us know that we aren't just
alone talking to ourselves. And then
sometimes I wonder if you even exist or if you're just my imaginary friend.
I listen to you. I listen to both of us talk for an hour while I edit this too.
I know.
Please don't let it be for nothing.
Yeah, because honestly, this guy works his ass off to edit this thing. So, let his work pay off. Anyways, thank you for listening.
See you next week.
Yes. Goodbye.